It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's
a building that's meant so much. Has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Welcome in, everyone. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt on the call for you for this one. And I'm sure a lot of people in attendance and watching from home, Brock, they've already got the winner made up in their mind. But I'll tell you one thing, we've got a sideline down there ready to dispel that eye test.
Well, all that talk before the game is just that. Talk. You can look at past performance. You can look at metrics. You can spin any numbers you want. But we're about ready to kick this thing off. And from there, it's anybody's game.
Blake Groupie out and ready to send this away. And here we go from New Orleans. Starting from the 5. Good looking return here, and he's got room. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. From the 34. Caught by Theo Johnson. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Russ setting to throw. Gets this to Johnson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 29. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin. Because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
And the Saints go in nickel. 3rd down. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. Backed up now after the penalty. It's 3rd down. Russ now from the gun. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it, and they're going to raise the intensity to another level.
The Giants readying to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And this punt is out of bounds with no chance at a return. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 30. So now we're going to look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. And amidst the veterans, it's this rookie quarterback leading them out.
It's always fun. Puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. But let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Running back sent in motion. To the outside and complete to Olave. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They'll run the toss to Kamara. Runs inside the 35. And he has it down to the 26-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
All right, Kate, little confession time. And you know what they say, confession, good for the soul, bad for the reputation. I think my most negative grades carrying out fakes were on toss plays like that. Because you toss it, you know it's going for a big play, and all you want to do is watch it and not carry out your fake.
Kamara now on 1st and 10. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They send a tight end in motion. From the 24. He finds Johnson. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're back for the start of the 2nd. Saints have the ball and a chance at 6. Slot man in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down. He's got the ball on the sideline. Ooh, difficult play, small gain, but it counts. First down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Kamara running out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints get the game's first points here in the 2nd. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Groupie adds the extra point. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now for the second time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score is 7-0. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Hits him on the out route. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now. A handoff to Tracy. No one around. He's got space. Give him 32 on that play. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. 1st down, here's Russ. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Taking a big shot for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. He's got it at the 6. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Defense still reeling from that last play. Now they're defending 1st and goal from the 3. Russ is cooking again. And he takes it in. Touchdown, New York! The Giants start to fight back with their first points of this game. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants tie this game 7-7. go, ready to send this away. On the return, it's Kendre Miller. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Setting up a throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate, right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with the tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here's a throw. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. And that brings up 4th and long.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge game.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it'll be Giants football. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And that's good for a gain of 5. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. The rookie out of Alabama, there on the tackle. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Wilson. And there, it's Malik Neighbors. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
I'm sure Coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They're set up at the 35 now. On 1st down, it's Wilson. Connects with Slayton. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Sticking in the air with Wilson. Connects with Johnson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Giants get some late points and the lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. Gano ready to send this away. Here's Miller on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Saints back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. With the time remaining, we'll see if they can get this into field goal range before halftime. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Micah McFadden able to make the play. Second and 6 coming up here. They kick the running back in motion. 2nd and 6 now. That's complete to Camaro. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. We have a timeout here. Second one taken by New Orleans. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They're set up at the 35 now. Now they'll throw out of the gun. His quick throw knocked away, incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And it sets up 2nd down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
2nd and 10 now. This is reeled in by Kamara. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. New set of downs for him from the 46. Still sticking with the passing game. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing it again here. Has him on the quick hitter. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. He'll throw it yet again. This is complete to Olave. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll throw it again. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. That'll be incomplete, and the clock shows 10 seconds left. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Defensive coaches in the NFL say it all the time. Limit the big play. Keep these guys in front of you. Well, this defense is going to have to stay vigilant because this receiver, he could take the lid off a defense at any time.
Mickatommy's kick is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lot. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. One last play before the break. He'll throw it. Escapes out to the left. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. We're through 2 here with the Giants overcoming home field advantage. They've got the lead at the break. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Hewitt.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Gano ready to send this away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Saints offense ready to start this third quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running behind center with Kamara. And he gets him around 6 there. Devon Holland there to make the stop. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
They give on 2nd to Kamara. Officially no gain on that run, and that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Running back sent in motion. 3rd down from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. They run it from the gun with Kamara. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Drew Phillips making the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Kamara's got it. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Into the hands of Olave. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Micah McFadden able to make the play. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Taken in by Shaheed. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. He finds Johnson. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
Here's a give inside to Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints take the lead right away in half number 2. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Groupie to trot the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Saints push their lead to 3. Steelers groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Taking a deep shot there on 1st down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing again is Russ. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock. But, man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Gets this to Johnson. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. Well, 3rd and 15, you don't see many of those picked up, partner, but they found a way.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That play wrapped up by DeMario Davis. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Motioning the tight end now. Short pass brought in. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Giants football. They're on a mission here. They trail entering the 4th. The Saints add a 5th defensive back here. 3rd down coming up. Russ now from the gun. He beams one deep right side. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go down. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Olave with the catch. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Running left. This is Kamara. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Kamara gets it on the draw. And this one doesn't go far. Call that a modest improvement. 3 yards that time, but still a 3rd and 7 upcoming.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
5 men in the secondary for the G-men now, ahead of 3rd down. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. No return on that punt. And they're going to take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Wilson out of the pistol. Neighbors with the catch. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Wilson now from the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Malik Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. So it'll be 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Looking to throw. He has the 1st over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 from the 41. Here's Wilson. Caught quickly on the slant. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Giants trail by a field goal. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Russ setting to throw. He's got a man left. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Setting up to pass. He finds Slayton. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Here he is to throw. Into the hands of Neighbors. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal. Running back sent in motion. Back to throw. Has it in close. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants take a 4-point lead. Ready to send this away. Shaheed now to return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Saints come marching onto the field. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They've got first down from the 31. He'll look to throw it. Finds him over the middle. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. The Saints calling for a timeout, so they're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 37. And they got there in time. He's taken down. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. And the Giants going nickel, 3rd down coming. They put a receiver in motion here left. Here he is to throw. That's going to be caught by Cooks. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. A lot of room they need here. It's 4th and a long 8. Throwing now. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Well, this one never had a chance. Between the pressure right there in his face and the coverage downfield, quarterback still should have at least thrown it up there and given somebody an opportunity to make a play.
No timeouts remaining here, partners, so they can just run out this clock. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win for the visiting Giants. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.